Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Merlin Reviews. I have Mr. Troll here with me. It is I, Merlin. You guys know all this. Why do I do it? You know who? We all know. Anyway,
it's part of the job.
It is part of the job. You got to sell yourself, got to market, and you might have guessed by the title.
Hit like and subscribe and hit that button for notifications.
The bell, yes, hit the bell. We do all kinds of cool things here. But as you may have guessed by the title, what movie are we reviewing today, Troll?
We are reviewing John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum.
Which is a really big title when you see it on the screen. Like, there's multiple subtitles. Let me ask you this. And I think I know the answer, but was this movie what you were expecting?
Yes and no. This movie does surprise. Which, given the fact that it's the third movie in the series, is actually in itself a surprise. I was expecting this movie to be something different than what it turned out to be.
But it wasn't disappointing.
No.
No, I agree. Like, I want to kind of go into spoilers. All right, we liked it. Go see it if you like John Wick.
Go see it. If you watch the previous John Wick films, you've already destined to go see this one.
Because this one is so cool, and we'll go into the details, but basically, we thought this movie was good. I thought it was going to be the end. I thought, okay, we'll keep it a trilogy, definitive, and then, no, they're building up to the next movie. That's awesome.
They do it really well.
That's really awesome. And,
well, I guess we're already talking about spoilers.
Yeah, well, we can go right into the plot. I mean, it's pretty simple. It picks up right after the last movie. He's on the run.
He's trying to get out of New York, as every assassin in New York tries to go after him. Like, even as in the first few minutes of the movie, like, the bounty on his head goes from $14 million to $15 million. Which everyone knew was going to happen, but we didn't know what was going to happen. It was like this agent for the high table, the Juniper.
What an verbatim?
No, it's like it starts with J. This agent of the high table.
She's the high table stand-in, basically mouthpiece. Yeah.
She's the mouth of Sauron.
Yes, representative. Yes, of evil.
She basically goes around to everyone who helped John in the last movie and in this movie, and
punishes them.
Basically in different ways because.
They broke the rules.
The little bastard that John killed in the last movie was a member of the High Table, and not stopping John from killing him was going against the fealty of the High Table.
This whole thing is like just a really pretty like code of honor based almost like the mafia. It's like if you're not a made man, you don't kill a made man.
Or feudal lords.
Feudal lords. Like, and that's the thing, and I don't want to, we can go off on tangents, I don't care. You know, the cool thing about John Wick is that this is one of those franchises that just evolved so radically in such a weird way. Like the first movie, I'm convinced they didn't think they were going to have to build around it too much. Like it was a cool, solid stand-in movie, did really well, and then from the second movie on, there's this mythology and all the weird like codes and the
you keep finding out more stuff about it as it goes on. And it kind of works.
It does.
It's okay. It's insane. There's no way it's to work in the real universe, but you buy it when you watch the movie.
Yeah, it's almost, and that's the thing I like about it is that even to this stand, organized crime wouldn't work quite this well with this much honor. But it's so cool. It almost reminds me of like a mythical order, like you said, feudal rules. Yeah. Like everyone has their fiefdoms and their lords. It's almost like the idea that you're assassins for business only, and you don't take things personal, but it goes there, and it's something that's really cool to see, and it's fun, and it's silly, but they take it so seriously and commit to it. And there's cats playing in the background if you can hear it.
So John's first order of business is try to get out the city, and he goes through a lot of poor bastards who decided it was a good idea to try to collect that money.
Was it a headshot? Was the first kill?
No, he fights the really big guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He starts with the Russian guy.
There's this really, I think he might have been French, I'm not sure. This really big dude, basically he's like, goes after John before his hour time limit is up.
That was huge.
And John is like, it's not time yet. It's like, no, I'll get the money. It's going to happen. It's like, all right. So he fights John in this library, and John eventually kills him via books and close quarter combat, which was awesome.
Yeah, that guy goes out really brutally. That's right. That was the first kill.
And then he kills a bunch of people who try to stop along the way. He goes to the doctor from the first movie?
I think so.
Yeah. And because that guy managed to stab him and like nick an artery. So he goes to that guy. That guy like starts helping him out. Then time lets go, so he stops. Then John like finishes up himself because he has to. Then the guy tells him what medicine to steal in order to keep going. And then he has John shoot him to make sure that they don't blame him for helping John after the time limit.
That was awesome too. Actually, I like that.
John keeps going. He goes into the what you find out are the people that originally trained him, because he was an orphan that they trained. You find out his real name, which escapes me at this point.
He's Russian, apparently, or at least the
Bulgarian,
name they gave
something like that.
Eastern European.
Something Eastern European.
Yeah.
And the first time you know about that, you see like he goes into this place. He has like this cross, which is like his
ticket. They call
it. His ticket, yeah.
Everything is like rules, you know, and it's like and their code of honor,
like very like intricate rules.
Like it's like, okay, like these people, like they know that the high table said nobody can help them, so their rule is high. But for these people that basically raised them, they're like,
and the first thing
still works.
You see is who's that actress? She's really awesome.
Angelica Houston, the old lady.
Yeah,
Angelica Houston. Yeah, she's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, and she's watching a ballerina do her thing and dance, and on her back is the same cross tattoo that's on John's back. So that's where I first realized, like, oh my god, John, this is the people that where John originally came
And then
from.
you were like, well, does that mean John Wick knows ballet?
Which they haven't confirmed. They have not confirmed or denied.
This is the lady that raised him. It's what she's into. Maybe like the first step. Think about it.
Yeah.
You get trained to be a ballerina. After that, think about the coordination.
I choose to believe that John knows ballet.
Hey, why not?
Anyway, she basically goes, we work for the high table too, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, you fucking owe me. So they take the cross, they brand his back with it, so now he can't ever go back.
Multiple brandings in this movie. It's a branding movie.
And then she basically asks him what he wants, and he just wants safe passage to Casablanca. So he goes to Casablanca, he finds Halle Berry there. I don't remember what her character's name is. She's awesome in the movie. Stephanie
or Sophie? Sophia, I think. Sophia.
And she's awesome. She has these two trained dogs, and John has a marker from her, like from the last movie.
He's got another blood debt.
So she owes her. So even though he's excommunicado and she's supposed to kill him, she can't because she owes that. Because apparently John somehow saved her daughter and got her away from all this bullshit,
including her, because
she doesn't even know where her daughter is, but John does, and she owes. But she knows it.
And this is that whole honor among thieves thing. Like, talk about a fictional universe.
Yeah.
Like, so many people are sticking so true to these things.
And so she's like, all right, fine. So John has her take him to her boss, who is
Bran from Game of Thrones, Tyrion's bodyguard, which is awesome.
So they talk, and he works in the place where they fucking mint the gold coins from all the John Wick movies.
2 dogs.
Yeah, and she has like these 2 awesome dogs that they have awesome combat maneuvers I know of.
See, they worked the dogs back into this.
Very well.
Yes.
And so they go see the guy who used to be her boss, who now runs this place where they mint the gold coins. And John wants to know how to talk to the one. There's apparently one guy who's above the high table they call the Elder.
Wasn't really that old, by the way.
No, I'm guessing that's a honorary
title. Ra's al Ghul.
We were talking like it must be Ra's al Ghul. Anyway, apparently the guy, in order to find this guy, you gotta walk in the desert until you're about to die. If he wants to talk to you, he'll talk to you. Otherwise, you'll die.
When they said that, I'm like, this is some straight up like this is
he's totally doing
like,
this, isn't he?
Like if this is like a thing. If you were DMing, you'd give your player something like this is how you find the ancient one. What the.
But then her ex-boss makes a bad decision. A decision that nearly costs him his life, costs him his balls, and gets everyone who works for him killed.
Multiple henchmen's balls as well, by the way.
He asks for one of her dogs, and she's like, and Halle Berry's like, no, I'm not giving you my dog. So then he pulls out a gun and he shoots it. I think it hit the armor because you see her pick the bullet up afterwards.
Yeah, it gets up, obviously.
And then her and John, like, she fucks him up. Like, he gets shot in the leg, and his balls get bitten off, or at least mangled upon.
Yeah.
And then her and John shoot their way out of there.
They kill everybody, pretty much.
To get out. She drives into the desert. She drinks all the water in front of him just to be a bitch about it.
Because she doesn't really like him, like, we're done now.
Yeah. Well, and then she just leaves in the desert, and then he just goes walking in the desert, following you like a star, the way he was told to.
Which was accurate.
Which is accurate, because the guy shows up.
I think on a camel.
Well, that was his
lackey.
His lackey. He takes him to, like, this tent in the desert where this fucker is sitting there like he's some genie sultan.
Something like that.
And he talks about, and him and John talk, and John's like, how do I get clear of this? How do I make amends? And he's like, all right, go kill
Ian McShane,
who runs Connell. And he's like, I need an offering. So he makes John cut off his finger and give him his wedding ring. So then he gives John his shit, sends John back. The plot actually doesn't take long to get through. A lot of this movie is really awesome, intense fight scenes.
Lots of action in between all this, but that's it. And then they get to the Continental. And
eventually. He has to go through several ninjas on motorcycles.
Yes.
But eventually John gets to the Continental. Winston talks him into not shooting him and for them to fight the High Table's forces. And then something I did not see. The High Table sent people in there with really bitch and ballistic armor because John shoots a bunch of them and he expects them to be dead because that's what happens when John shoots you. But no, they're still alive. They cough, they get back up, say, motherfucker.
Yep, they send him with big battle armor.
So he has to shoot people like 1,000 more times. Like I said, it's like that part of the first-person shooter where they just send bullets after you.
Lance Reddick goes in and they get the 12-gauge armor-piercing rounds, and that sends it a lot quicker.
So then they keep going, killing the High Table's people. The junior carrier's there. She calls up Winston at one point. It's like, how long do you think it's going to last? And he just hangs up on her. So the two continue the fight until there's just the ninjas left. And then John goes and fights the ninjas. Before he gets to the head ninja, who is...
you said it was the Iron Chef.
The Iron Chef. Yeah, the Iron Chef, the guy who, from the Crow TV series. Cool dude. I actually really like him. It's kind of weird in this movie, but I think he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. It's funny.
For that, John fights two of the awesome people from the Raid movies. The one dude who dies in both Raid movies, and the final boss of the second Raid movie. I don't know their names. I probably can't pronounce their names, but they're fucking awesome. And the fight scene that they have with John Wick in this movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, they really brought the best of the best for this. It's kind of like an in-joke. They don't want to kill John Wick right away. They want to have a good fight with him. Like, oh, nice to meet you. And after the big fight...
John lets him live.
He's
like, I'll see you later. We seen you in like their own language, and they both like
just pretend
they're knocked out. Yeah,
that was cool.
Cool.
Like they didn't really want to kill John Wick. They just wanted the opportunity to fight with him because he's so good.
And then John goes and he fights the lead ninja guy,
which is a good fight.
All this happens, by the way, in like this glass maze room.
It's like the weird art. They wanted to top the weird artsy museum from the second movie.
People keep doing Batman disappearing acts.
Like there's so much, and then I love when John Wick's been having all the ninjas disappear around him, and then he starts pulling it on that guy.
Yeah.
Like I can do it too, man. I can be ninja too.
So him and John fight. John finally defeats him. The mouth of Sauron calls up Winston again. They decide to parlay, and he's like, "All right, give him back to Continental." She's like, "All right, fine." And then he turns on John Wick. He turns around, starts shooting him, shoots him off a roof. So he falls off the roof. The thing hits like 4 things on the way down. And back of my mind, I'm like, this must be them faking his death, but no.
No, he actually really betrayed him and shot him, and he fell off the damn building. Ow! By the way.
Oh, by the way, before this happened, I forgot this one point. The agent and the ninjas were going around killing, or at least fucking up, everyone who had helped John Wick in the last movie. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're after Winston, because Winston didn't immediately try to kill John Wick.
We thought the Bowery King died.
Yeah, because she's like 7 cuts, and then we see the head ninja like slice the shit out.
But it turns out,
no. John Wick somehow survives being shot off a roof and like hitting 5 things on the way down.
Yep. Oh.
Because you see a homeless man, pushing John Wick in the car and dumps him out in front of the somehow still alive Bowery King. And he's like,
Larry Fishburne.
He's like, raise your hand if you can hear me. Raises his hands like, oh, they took a figure, didn't you? And they laugh and they're hurt. And he's like, how you feel, John? I'm pissed. You pissed, John? John's like, yeah. He's completely fucking bloody. He's got red eyes. Like, yeah. So they set up the next movie, and the next movie is going to be Morpheus and Neo taking down the High Table. There's going to be a fucking John Wick Chapter 4.
It's the Matrix again.
I cannot wait. I'm so happy.
No, like, I think that's a really good way to put it, because I thought that this was going to be the last one, and they packed this one with a lot of action. I totally did. And they built up another one, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I don't know if I like this one better than any of the other two, but it definitely deserves to be amongst them. It's definitely a good movie.
You know, it is kind of like... it's one of those things where I don't want to be mean, but if I have to be critical, I do think that the movies have decreased in quality, but the decrease is so slight that it's almost not noticeable.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just they try to do different things, and not everything they try to do works. The dogs, like the dog fight scenes, worked.
Yeah.
Really well.
Well, what did you think didn't work in this one? I thought, you know what I noticed? Like, I thought that this one, it was jam-packed with action, brutal action.
They moved around a lot.
They moved around a lot. I just remember that in the second movie, which I think visually was my favorite, because it was really good looking, there were so many very different types of fights, like different types of assassins coming out of nowhere. This one felt like everything was a little bit more samey with each of the different groups.
It was mostly nameless thugs.
And like each of the thugs they sent out from the first movie seemed to have a little more distinct personality and looks. Like you got the sumo guy, other good sword guy.
Maybe they just gone through like the bulk of the people willing to try to take out John Wick.
Like the biggest people. I mean, that's fine.
Like most of the really interesting people like know John Wick and they don't want to fuck with him now.
Like Common.
Yeah.
Like he was interesting.
Well, even like you see like a bunch of people like because when the High Table goes after Continental, they like say they desanctify it.
Desanctified, yes.
So you see all the assassins, all like the really interesting looking assassins, like in the hallway for a bit before they leave.
But they don't mess with them.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah, I mean, so like, I want to say technically it's my least favorite, but I still love it. Like, it's still very good. Like, I mean, like, I like, you know, I like the John Wick movies because it's almost like doing action as art. Like, it's just very artfully, beautifully done. And they frame their shots so well. The color palettes are really... Like, remember you always complained about everything's dark?
Casablanca got a little dark and a little shaky game. I think that
section.
I think that might have been because Halle Berry isn't John Wick. Like,
well, she was doing her own stunts.
I know, so I think she might have been a little, like, maybe not as insanely trained as... the other people in the movie.
I was getting that sense, like, I know Halle Berry's not really an action star, and I think she's doing a lot of her own stunts, but can she keep up with the same level of training as Keanu Reeves?
And there's a lot in that action scene where she's leaving the mint. A lot of it's on her, because she's the one who the dogs obey.
Yeah, actually.
A lot of it's with dogs, so a lot of that's on her. I think that...
You didn't like that as much?
Maybe.
You know what I thought?
Though the dog part was awesome, and she did do a good job, but saying I didn't like that as much as, like, like John Wick's here, most John Wick fight scenes are here, this one's kind of here, you know? It's kind of like just slightly below.
The average, the best. I want to say that, I don't know.
It's like saying it's like saying this one is my least favorite of the original Star Wars trilogy, you know?
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, they're all great, but you gotta rank them.
Yeah. So I like this one a little less than 1 and 2, but it's still way better than most movies you will see
these days. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this one. I don't really know if there's really that much more to say about it. Man, it's well done.
I think it might have lacked in the villain department a little bit. Because the only main villains was the Mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
And the head ninja guy. And I don't think either of them were...
that threatening?
Well, I don't think either were as good as the Russian mobsters in the first one, or the Italian mobsters in the second one. Well, so I think that's where the slight hit comes from.
Well, it's ironic because technically the villains would be the High Council in this one, sort of, but we don't really get to see them, and they don't. Yeah. Their presence isn't really there, so we don't really have, like, you had the evil Italian guy, and then the Russian guys who really messed him up personally, which is kind of...
Yeah, it wasn't very personal in this one, and that's like the villains.
You know, and if I had to say, Troll, I think that that's really the key, is that...
Like, Common had a very personal reason for going after John Wick.
Yeah, and I like that dynamic.
And the Ares, the mute chick, the Ares one, she kind of had a personal thing.
Yeah, like she's memorable to me.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, they had I think the villains they had were kind of memorable, but they weren't as...
They're all right. They just weren't those guys.
No. And I mean, I think that's the lacking thing, is that one reason why the first one I'll always have a little bit of the most punch is because it had that. I mean, the villains literally.
Oh, this next one's going to have. I think the fourth one's going to have the personal factor
because they just won't let him go.
They won't let him go. He's been betrayed.
And the ring.
And they have his wedding ring. He had to give him his ring. So he's coming back for that.
Like the elder literally held the memory of his dead wife over him to get him to come back, which I thought was great irony.
Yeah, the reason why John doesn't want to die is because as long as he's alive, he can remember his wife and their time together.
And it's an interesting idea.
And that's what Winston uses to turn him. Because do you want to die? It depends. Do you want to die as the Baba Yaga, or do you want to die as the man who had love a woman and all that?
What kind of person?
Then he shoots him off a roof. So
mixed messages, man.
And once Winston realized that he disappeared, that his body was gone, Winston, you can see his face. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die next movie." He just knows. There's no way he's getting out of this. I cannot imagine John, especially because he used the memory of his wife to manipulate John. He's gotta die in the next. Everyone, and except for the Bowery King. If the Bowery King doesn't do anything stupid like try to betray John, he'll live, but everyone else is dying.
Well, that's the thing about the Bowery King that kind of surprised me, to be honest, is like in the last movie, I always kind of thought he was a little more neutral, you know?
Well, they fucked him.
They fucked him, and They
fucked him. They took his kingdom, they tried to kill him, they fucked him up, so now he's like, oh, if I have John Wick, they're all gonna die.
No, and I'm saying that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just, I thought that if there was going to be someone that would be more likely to betray him, would be him, but Winston was the guy that actually turned on him.
Which, well, it was surprising. You didn't think about it, but it makes sense because all he has is that fucking hotel. He wants it back.
Preservation, yeah.
So that's the way you'd be willing to kill John over. He clearly didn't like doing it either. He's like, I'm sorry, John. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
But now he knows he's fucked.
Oh, yeah. Because
he chose the high table over John, and now he knows he's fucked.
Master John Wick. The legend continues to grow, man.
The next movie has to kill the entire high table. I just want to see him go after the high table. I want each of the high table members to be like a boss fight, and for John to go through them like a hot knife through butter.
He's literally going to go through a hotel, and I saw this really interesting video by what's his name, by Film Joy. Check it out, of course. Movies with Mikey. He really loves the John Wick movies, and how that slow evolution that John Wick really has become a video game character, and each movie becomes more like a video game. It felt a lot more like that in this movie, especially the fact that it took multiple rounds.
Especially the bullet sponge enemies.
I'm like, yep, yeah, it's getting there, and it's awesome.
You tell, and I liked how he played too, because these guys were really pissing him off. Because he's like knocks them down, lifts up the face, like fucking die.
Just hit him multiple times. Everybody gets shot multiple times, no matter what, to make sure they're dead.
Yeah, there was one scene where the dog like jumps on his biting this guy's chest off. How like Barry shoots him in the head, walks away, then John follows her and shoots the guy in the lips.
Like
that guy's dead.
Double tap. Remember to double tap. Oh man.
Yeah, with the high table, it's like the high table has started a war. It's the war they thought they'd won. They have won. This could only the series could only end with John Wick. John Wick has to kill them all. He has no choice. He has got to kill them all. Like every other option has been removed from him.
Because the whole thing is John wants to get out. The only way for him to get out is to completely destroy it and restructure it and say, hey.
He has to wipe out the high table and go, no one fucking come after me.
Just cut off the head of the snake.
See what I just did? If anyone comes after you, you're going to die. Everyone you work for is going to die. Everyone you fucked with me is going to die. That's the only move John has left. They've taken John Wick to the point that he has no other choice but to fucking kill all of them.
They did it to themselves.
They really have.
Every villain does it to themselves in every movie. Just like continuously building off that idea. Keanu Reeves is awesome.
He is. I love how he's fully like commit. And I was like, you know what? I'm an awesome fucking action star. I want to do awesome fucking action.
You know, I mean, wasn't he? I feel like he had his moments, like he had his roots there, like as an action star for a while.
Yeah.
Like that was never really. Was that in question for a while?
Oh no, I think he was trying to do like other things. And he does still continue to do other things, but what he's really fucking good at is action movies.
Do you think it was The Matrix that solidified that, or was it before that, like movies like Point Break or Speed?
For me, it was Speed.
I loved Speed.
Point Break ain't bad. I own it, but Speed, love Speed. Speed's a good movie.
Speed is a good movie. I enjoy Speed.
That motherfucker has not aged. Or if he's aged, really fucking well.
Keanu Reeves is like a health nut, and he obviously keeps in shape. He's like 54 or something.
He does not look it.
He hasn't aged like the last 20 years, and that's the kitty.
Kitty.
That's Celine, new mascot for my channel. Oh, she's so cute.
Pay attention to me.
Yes, don't. Aw. But yeah. Any final thoughts on John Wick Parabellum? Which, by the way, do you think that's a real translation of what it means? Parabellum?
Probably.
Is that what it means? Look it up. People like to make peace, prepare for war. I know that's a quote.
I think Parabellum is literally prepare for war.
Parabellum. Maybe is that? No, it might be. I wasn't sure what it meant.
It took a long time for that to come up in the movies. I think they just put it on there or something cool.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got to work this in there. It does sound cool.
But yeah, the fourth movie, can't wait.
Okay, so that's John Wick versus the World. Now I know why they didn't call it that this time, because it wasn't actually true.
We got one more movie before we can do that. It's like, all right, let's do it.
Well, like, John Wick, Total War.
Or the High Table.
Enter the High Table. I like that. High Table, that sounds good. Sounds ominous.
And like, everything happens, because they're talking about it, and they're like, because she's the mouth of Sauron, she's got her around and being like,
Sauron.
Everything happens below the table.
Under the table.
Under the table. I'm like, awesome. And I wonder if he's going to go after the Elder first or last. Because he's getting that fucking ring back.
Well, technically the Elder is above the High Table, so he'd probably have to go over the High Table first. Because he's like the leader.
Supposedly. But he's the one man above the High Table.
Which is like, I guess he profits from everything, but I kind of got the impression he was sort of removed from it, because he's literally out in the desert trying to...
Yeah, but he has John's...
Yeah, it's like, why...
So John's going to fight his ass. He's going to do whatever he has to do to get that back.
He's going to go out to the desert and find him again.
Yeah, my ring. Give it back to me. Also your finger. Or I'm going to kill you.
Kept it on ice for him. Do you think if he gets that point...
No, not his finger. I want your finger.
Do you think that when he gets to that point, the Ancient One's got to put up a fight, or is he just going to be like, okay, like, you win? Like...
I don't know. I can't wait to see.
It's just like
I'm guessing the next time we see that guy is going to be in like a full business suit, like completely different surroundings.
Oh yeah, with all kinds of guns and armor and stuff. Absolutely.
You gotta see John Wick try to take down tanks and other shit.
What else they got to throw at him? Robots? Like,
yes. For fuck's sake, yes.
Like literally, what else can they throw? Like the man fell. How many stories was that building?
At least 3.
And he ran into
railings, bounced off the railings and dumpsters
and onto the hard concrete. Like, if anyone else, they'd be dead. Like, he's a tough dude. Tough.
He is a tough. He's fueled by hate. He's fueled by hate. He's fueled by love for his wife and hate for all those who have crossed him.
Well, love and hate, two very powerful things.
Back in the first movie, do I look like a civilized man to you? It's like they've done fucked up and they're gonna learn.
They will learn.
All right. This is Troll. This is Merlin.
Merlin the Mighty.
Stay magical.
Stay magical and comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And that is perfect timing.